Onion. Well, onion.
Are you good?
Yeah, you're so good.
I did indeed ask a question. Hello and welcome back to the 4th episode of The Outlet. I'm your host, Ian Amick, and today our victims here, Mr. Maurer and Mr. Williamson, will join our journey through the capsaicin crucible. How are you guys today?
Good. So good.
Savor that. You'll need it. Well, let's get right into it. The first one is the classic. So hot.
Good. A little kick, nothing bad.
So, Mr. Williamson,
No way.
what got you interested in teaching, and when did the idea of you being a teacher become like your future?
When I was a freshman in college, I was taking a English 102 class, barely passing, and I was like kind of trying to figure out like what I want to do with my life, and I like had a really good relationship with my teacher, and like I thought about like, oh, what can I do? Like, knew I wanted to do something involving like, I don't know, like philosophy or like English, and then it just kind of clicked. And like the more education classes I took, it just kind of like sprung off from there, and like kind of more like grew into myself of like who I am. And then I realized like I was like, this is awesome. I love it. This is for me, and just kind of like sprouted out from there, and I loved it ever since.
Nice. Mr. Maurer, what made you think of becoming a teacher, and why did you choose high school?
So I think it was about 3rd grade. I was hanging out with some parents' friends, and I taught somebody how to write in cursive because that's what you learn in 3rd grade. And I realized I liked teaching people how to do stuff. And then in 7th grade was like the first time I ever said like, I'm gonna be a teacher. And then I picked high school a little bit, just the kids are older, you can have more fun with them, a little more interaction. You know, if you get a little sarcastic in class or, you know, things like that. At a high school, it's fine. You know, the kids just throw it right back at you. But a middle school or elementary school, there's more tiers. And I also did coaching. I coached football and wrestling for a while, and golf coach for a bit. So that also cemented me being a high school teacher.
Nice. Second wing is Yellowbird, Bliss and Vinegar.
Cheers. Cheers, Mara.
So, you're a French teacher. What made you what made you decide to learn French as a language? Was it for like high school requirements, or was it just like it was a personal passion?
My older brother took French, and so when it was time to sign up for school and take my required language, they put me into French. And the really not funny, but horribly funny part of the story, my freshman year, the teacher either got sick or died. And so like basically I realized if I'm going to learn this, I'm going to have to teach myself. And I just realized I really liked the language, and I've always been good at faking accents, and so I pursued French throughout high school and college.
Nice. Mr. Williamson, you're kind of a younger teacher. You haven't been out of school very much. So how has this high school environment changed since you've been in it?
Oh man, it's just a lot. Like I think in terms of like technology, like when I was in high school, like toward the end, like Snapchat was like just barely coming out, and like it's just like totally like blown up from there. But I would say like for the most part, like as far as like the friendships people have, like care we all have for one another, that kind of stuff, like that stuff doesn't really change, and like the community. But I think like the biggest thing is definitely like technology.
So on to the third wing, which is Hoff and Pepper.
Oh, Hoff and Pepper. Das ist gut, ja. Hoff and Pepper.
You seem to be feeling the heat, Mr. Williamson.
We're good.
It's the beanie.
Yeah, the beanie. It's trapping all my heat.
As I've noticed that being in your classroom, you have 4 degrees. What was that like, getting those 4 degrees? Was it enjoyment, or was it just stressful the whole time?
The first 2 were like a breeze, like definitely like I as I'm submitting myself through a lot of pain here, I was like, it's a good idea to take 20 credits a semester for like 2 years. So I was able to finish like undergrad 3.5 years, but I chose to stay at U of I for grad school. I made really great friendships there with my colleagues, and so while it was really stressful, and I probably just totally disassociate and forget about the work I did. A lot of it was just about the things I was able to do, the people I was able to meet, and that was what was special for me.
Nice. Mr. Maurer, you teach a lot of different grade levels, 9th to college age. What's it like teaching all those kids, and what grade is your favorite to teach?
It's actually really interesting because you see the entire gamut, and they're all so fun for different reasons. Freshmen are, typically especially before COVID, they're wide-eyed and just it's high school now, and they're back to being a little fish in a big pond, so it's fun to watch that. But sort of, like when I coached wrestling, what I really loved is I get a kid in French 1, and if they stay in the program, I've seen them all 4 years of school. And so by the time we get to French 4, it's really just sort of a bunch of friends who are learning French together. To see the growth, it's great to teach seniors, and to see the freshies, it's really fun to teach freshmen. So yeah, I have to say the bookends.
Nice. On to wing 4, which is Los Calientes Verde.
I'd have to say it might be my favorite so far. That was really good. Yeah. More flavor than heat.
So this next question is written by one of your students. Can you say the word onion for us in French?
Onion. Well, onion. Onion. Of all the words, that's the one you pick?
Your wings, at your request, are vegetarian. Why did you choose to be vegetarian? Why did you just why is that your lifestyle?
I had some friends who were taking an animal studies course, and they had to read a book that was really being vegetarian, and I was kind of jealous. I was I want to take that class. That sounds really interesting. So then I ended up buying the book, and I read it, and for me, it kind of came down to if I don't have to eat animals, I don't want to.
Nice. So. Makes sense. Now we're on to our 5th wing, which is revolutionary. 57,000 school units.
Vive la France. See, the problem is I can't quit the challenge, or else there's going to be nothing but surrender jokes.
Being in your class, like I said before, it's you play a lot of different music. So what's your favorite genre music, and what's an album that you would recommend?
Oh man, I listen to a lot of people will say Williamson listens to indie sad boy music, but I listen to a lot of different music outside of class. Growing up, I would listen to a lot of punk rock and Angry Man Band. That's what it kind of seems like in some ways. So outside of school, it'll be just a lot of what I would always listen to, which is a lot of punk. But at the same time, I like exploring other artists and genres. As far as an album, one of my favorite ones I just go through all the time is the Unihon mixtape by Oso Oso, and that's a lot in my class playlist. But then it's just also music I listen to a lot outside too. It's just a solid one I just go through all the time.
Nice, nice. I like your music. So, Mr. Maurer, who do you go to if you need help in anything French? Friends, family?
A little bit of everything. Me speaking French, or just in general?
Just in general.
I'm in a lot of French teacher Facebook groups, and so if it's teaching, it's that. But over the years, I've made a lot of Francophone friends. And so, you know, like the book will say, the French say this. And then when you talk to an actual Francophone, they're like, no, nobody says that. And so for those little things, I just talk to some of my friends, either here in Spokane or, you know, around anywhere.
On to the sixth wing. 10,000 more Scoville units. This is Senor Lechuga.
This one smells like wine.
Mm. There's some like slow burn coming.
I know.
Or
It's
that,
like tart and limey, and now I feel it like on the tip of my tongue.
or it wasn't as bad as some of the others.
Yeah.
Mr. Maurer. Crayola or Crazy Art? Which is better?
I'm about to judge you, so.
Well, I mean, Crayola, you gotta go that.
Why is that?
Because they're better.
Why are they better?
They last longer and just they make better markings.
It's like comparing like Lego to
Construction block
construction block.
with a K.
Yes.
Well, you,
I didn't
Mr.
know we were
Williamson.
getting political.
Oh. Yeah. You have 3 cats.
I do.
And you recently got a dog.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's end this debate. Which is better, cats or dogs?
Oh boy.
Or are they just equal in your eyes?
I mean, I do love all animals, as cliche as it is. But I will say, for me, I'm a cat boy. Cats are great. They take care of themselves, and when you earn their love, like, you have to earn it. Whereas a dog, dogs love everybody. And, you know, what's that? Like, cats take care of themselves. Like, if they don't like you, they're just like, hey, we don't care about you.
On to number
Oh
7.
god.
Chile Luga de Fuego, which is 118,000 Scoville units. A little bit
A
hotter.
little peppercorn.
Mr. Williamson, you started out teaching college, correct? So now you're teaching both high school and college, right?
Yeah, dual credit.
So what is like the difference, and do you have a preference?
Oh man. Like as far as like college, like you have like a little bit more autonomy like on campus, and like the environment's different. Like whereas like high school has like its own shared experience as well. Like the college experience, quote unquote, is a little different. But the nice thing like as far as like teaching high school though, it's like you have like much more interaction with your students like in the classroom. You have more time to see them, like you're able to check in with them. As like, you know, like we're all invested in everyone's well-being as far as like, you know, whatever success looks like for you, like, we're here to help.
Less deep question, but Mr. Maurer, why do you not wear shoes in class? And what is your favorite type of sock brand?
I hate shoes. I just straight up hate shoes. When I was a kid, I was the first one to kick them off, and you know, I just hate shoes. Son of a nugget. Smart Wool would have to be my favorite brand of socks.
Smart Wool.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Smart Wool. On to number 8.
Oh god.
Da Bomb Evolution.
Beyond.
135,600 Scoville units.
I'm gonna let this one sit for I was an idiot.
I hit the sauce pocket on that one. Like the first bite was like,
There's a boom.
first bite I was like, oh, it's just like chicken. Then I turned the wing over and like, hello.
It's irritating.
Are you good?
Yeah, we're so good.
Mr. Maurer, have you ever been embarrassed when someone's called you out on your French?
No, not really. And it sort of just depends on the person. Some people will call me out and just be like, oh, you know, you said this wrong. But, yeah, the old olfactory is kicking in. No, I usually don't, because either they're just trying to help me or they're a jerk, and who cares what a jerk thinks.
Yeah. Well, you got a dog, but I think you got a more important piece in your life recently. You recently just had a son.
Yeah.
How has having a son like changed your worldview and expanded it?
Oh man. For me, it's like that kind of like priority change where like number one thing in my life right now, just like family, like my wife, my kid, that's number one. When I get home, I want to be able to use as much time as I can, like have that quality time with them. And just that like that responsibility kind of like grows and grows with every day, like as like my son is growing up and as like new things happen, that like kind of feeling of like being a dad like sets in too. It's just like, oh crap, I gotta be good. I gotta be good dad. I gotta be
real quick.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna move up one level, but it's gonna feel like a lot more. This is Hellfire, Cranked, 700,000 Scoville units.
Oh man.
J'ai peur.
No. No.
Have you ever heard of the train dilemma?
Yeah, like the trolley car?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like the band?
The train.
Why would you waste
the train?
So, if there was 3 people tied to one side of the train, and you had the lever to pull it, but one of your family members was on the other side, would you pull the lever?
To save 3 people? Or my family member?
Single family member.
I'm gonna go family member because we don't know which family member, and I don't want to. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, 3 rando strangers.
You're just gonna run over 3 random strangers with a train.
God. What's Mauer's question?
Why does everybody think your daughter's from Boston, Mr. Mauer?
Just she's hilarious. She doesn't say her R's, but it's not like a lot of kids. She just has a Boston accent. For Halloween, she dressed up as Barbie, and we'd go around and they'd be like, "Oh, what are you for Halloween?" She'd go, "Bobby," and I'm like, "Oh, blah blah," and like, "The car, where's the car, Mom?" Like she just sounds like she's from Boston. It's pretty funny.
Let's finish this off.
We're gonna do this?
It's tradition around here. I'm just kidding. This is the last dab. Apollo, 2 million plus Scoville units.
I feel like we can do this.
I mean,
That's it.
Not more. Drench it.
Oh god.
Mr. Williamson, what is a key point in your life that has defined who you are?
What?
What is a key
You asked me a question.
I did indeed ask a question.
A key point that's defined.
Who you are.
I would say the moment I met my future wife, we were out on the Sandpoint Beach, really cold. Our friends were on, like, we were doing a double date, and like for some reason they went in the water, so like we decided to do the same thing. And I just remember like I was gonna like big splash, as a teenager does to like flirt. And like we just like grabbed hands and like right then and there I knew it was just like instant. Like I was just like totally like in love. I heard like growing up that like my parents, like they grew up across the street from each other, that they had this like love at first sight. My dad like went home, oh my god, it's like growing. That he like went home to his mom and was like, that's the girl I'm gonna marry. So I grew up with this story of like love at first sight, true love. And like when that happened to me, like I knew right away. Like I was like, and I just felt like that was like such a defining moment to like have something that's like so special. And like, so for me, that was like the most impactful moment.
Mr. Maurer, same question to you. What is a key point in your life that defined who you are?
Oh, what defines who I am? Okay. I think a little bit of both is just, you know, like the whole being the teacher who either doesn't wear shoes or rocks the Birkenstocks. Like just that moment when you're ready to say, this is who I am, and, you know, people can either accept it or not. You know, I think that's just the real turning point in my life and anybody else's, that you get comfortable in your own skin.
Well, thank you both for being on.
Thank you for having us. That was.
Thanks for.
You guys handled it a lot better than I thought you were going to. Hopefully, you're able to teach tomorrow. That's it for the outlet. Thank you for watching. Bye.